Turkey and Kazakhstan strengthen ties through oil. On July 28, 2025, Kazakh President Kasım-Jomart Tokayev arrived in Turkey on an official visit. A key event of the visit is the fifth meeting of the high-level Strategic Cooperation Council between the two countries. The primary goal of the talks is to deepen bilateral ties in political, economic, investment, and cultural domains, while reinforcing the strategic partnership between Ankara and Astana. In recent years, Turkey has been expanding its influence in Central Asia, with the Organization of Turkic States serving as its main vehicle. The OTS includes five Turkic-speaking countries, while neutral Turkmenistan participates as an observer. Through the promotion of a shared Turkic unity, Ankara seeks to reduce the region's dependence on Russia and China by forging new political and economic alliances. For example, ATS established a Turkic investment fund launched with an initial capital of 500 million. The member states also prioritize cultural and humanitarian cooperation. Turkey offers scholarships to students from Turkic nations, promotes the Turkish language and Islamic tradition via agencies such as TİKA, Diyanet, and the Yunus Emre Institute, and encourages the adoption of the Latin alphabet across the region. Ankara is also ramping up military cooperation, especially with Azerbaijan, and has signaled the potential for future joint defense projects within the OTS framework. But this isn't a one-way street. Central Asian countries are actively participating in the organization, seeking to balance the competing influence of Russia, China, and the West. Following Azerbaijan's military victory over Armenia and Russia's invasion of Ukraine, several Turkic states in Central Asia have turned to Turkish weaponry, particularly drones, to modernize their defense sectors. Turkey and Kazakhstan are adjusting to the new geopolitical landscape. Both countries are strong backers of the Trans-Caspian International Transport Route, also known as the Middle Corridor, which connects China and Europe via Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, Georgia, and Turkey. As a landlocked country, Kazakhstan relies heavily on Russia to export its natural resources. Its main export route for crude oil is the Caspian Pipeline Consortium, which runs through Russian territory to the Black Sea port of Novorossiysk. In 2024, Kazakhstan exported 63 out of 69 million tons of oil via this route, roughly 80% of its total oil exports. However, since the start of the war in Ukraine, the CPC pipeline has suffered repeat disruptions. Under various pretexts, Russia has intermittently blocked the flow of Kazakh oil, roughly 1 million barrels per day, as a tactical measure to restrict global supply in the face of sanctions. In February 2025, drone attacks damaged the Kropotnitskaya pumping station, cutting CPC throughput by 30% several months. Most recently, just 3 days ago, Russia changed port access procedures, delaying tankers, including those scheduled to pick up Kazakh oil. In response, Kazakhstan has sought to diversify its oil export routes, though its reliance on Russia remains high. Since 2023, Kazakhstan has been supplying crude to Germany via the Soviet-era Druzhba pipeline, with volumes expected to reach 1.5 million tons this year. Kazakhstan is also eyeing the Baku-Tbilisi Ceyhan BTC pipeline, which runs through Turkey, as a viable alternative route. The pipeline has an annual capacity of up to 50 million tons, and in theory, Kazakhstan could supply up to. However, achieving this would require a greater number of oil tankers crossing the Caspian Sea, coordination with Azerbaijan, Georgia, and Turkey, and expanded infrastructure at Kazakh ports like Aktau. Investments are already underway in the port of Kurik and the national tanker fleet. Plans include modernizing the transport corridor leading to Aktau and increasing the frequency of shuttle tankers between Aktau and Baku. Still, logistics remain a major constraint. The volume of oil that can be sent via the BTC pipeline is limited by tanker availability on the Caspian, weather conditions, and the need for long-term transit guarantees from Azerbaijan to justify further investments. Progress so far has been modest. In 2022, Kazakhstan resumed oil shipments via BTC, around 1.5 million tons annually, primarily through Tengiz Chevron oil from the Tengiz oil field. Volumes have remained flat over the past 2 years. In 2023, shipments rose slightly to 1.9 million tons. For 2024, Kazakhstan aimed to increase exports to 2 million tons, contingent on Azerbaijan's export quotas and infrastructure capacity. Yet Kazakhstan has few alternatives for diversifying its oil exports outside of the Middle Corridor, where Turkey plays a pivotal role. This topic is bound to be on the agenda during the presidential talks between Erdogan and Tokayev, as it always is when high-level visits between the two countries take place.